Imagine a regular evening at home. You're a tired mom, maybe after work, maybe after errands. Your head is full and your heart just wants a little quiet. Tonight, this very night, you promised yourself a tiny treat, a short break, out with a good friend, maybe a coffee, maybe even a funny show. Something small just for you. But a few hours before it's time to leave, everything flips. The kids suddenly decide not to cooperate. Your son says he doesn't feel well and uses that to duck every task. Your 7-year-old empties her whole backpack in the middle of the living room because now is the perfect time to organize it. And the baby? She crawls straight into the mess like there isn't a whole house to explore. You stand there, right in the middle of it all. Look around and your heart whispers, "Really? Why does this always happen to me? Why can't anything go smoothly? Why is it that every time I try to do one small thing for myself, the whole world falls apart?" That's exactly what this video is about. But first, hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Esty. I'm a parenting coach, a children's author, and a bibliotherapist. Before we dive in, I have something special for you. It's my ebook, How to Heal Children's Trauma Through Stories. Inside, you'll discover gentle strategies you can start using right away to nurture confidence, calm, and connection with your child. The link is right below this video. Back to where we started. You're running around, wiping, picking up, calming. You pause to breathe, but the breath is short and shallow. It doesn't reach all the way down. At some point, while searching for your bag so you won't be late, you glance in the mirror and quietly tell yourself, "When will I finally get it together? When will I be like those other moms, the ones with tidy homes, perfect kids, hair that stays put, and that smile that never leaves their face?" That feeling, being alone inside the chaos, is so familiar to many of us. On social media, everyone looks shiny. Spotless dresses, sparkling homes, endless smiles. And you? A normal evening can feel like a small battle. You fight to get out the door on time. You fight not to snap. You fight not to feel guilty for wanting one little breath of fresh air. And when you finally make it out, you're already tired before you even begin. You sit down in the theater chair, heart racing with a tiny lump of "I failed" in your chest. You look around and it seems like only your life is falling apart. All the other moms, calm, relaxed, put together. You compare yourself and feel even more alone. Your inner voice whispers, "Maybe I'm really not good enough. Maybe something's wrong with me. Why am I the only one who can't keep it together?" In moments like these, a special kind of mom loneliness is born. Not because you're truly alone, but because it feels like no one else is going through what you are. And that, dear mama, is the heart of this video. The beginning of a shift that can turn your daily experience from frustration and burnout to a calm, lifting discovery. Let's speak about a mom like you, Rebecca. Rebecca finally leaves the house. She takes a deep breath of the cool night air, but it still feels heavy. Her heart is full. Her mind is loud. It's like she's arriving at the show with half a battery. She sits down, settles her bag on her lap, and tries to steady her breath. Around her, the lights dim, the audience settles, and a soft buzz of excitement fills the room. Still, inside, Rebecca feels weighed down. It's as if the mess from home walked out the door with her and sat down right here in the theater. She looks around. She sees other women, neat, smiling, shiny hair, pressed clothes. They look like they came from another world. A world where kids are always polite, the house is always clean, and makeup never moves. The thoughts poke at her. It's only me. I'm the only one who can't get control. Everyone here is so calm, and I'm a walking tornado. Then the stage lights pop on. 2 stand-up comics bounce out, full of energy, and start firing jokes one after another. But these aren't random jokes. They're exactly the scenes from Rebecca's evening. The kid who says he's hurting just to get out of chores, the daughter who dumps her stuff all over the living room, the baby who crawls straight into the chaos. Rebecca shrinks for a second. How did they know? They weren't in her house. They didn't see what happened an hour ago. And yet, it's so spot on that it's funny in a way that almost hurts. She's not the only one who feels this. The audience erupts with laughter. Someone behind her whispers to her friend, "How does she know? Was she at my house?" And suddenly, a smile sneaks onto Rebecca's face. A real smile, not forced. It grows and turns into laughter. Free, rolling laughter, the kind that washes your soul clean from the inside. Because in that moment, she discovers the big secret. It's not just her, not just her kids, not just her house. The mess, the sighs, the frustration, everyone has them. And that changes everything. Instead of feeling like the odd one out, Rebecca finally feels like she belongs. They're all in the same boat, facing the same daily battles. The shared laughter becomes a big release. The tears that were once tears of frustration become tears of laughter. The heavy feeling slowly melts and turns into relief, as if a huge stone has been lifted off her heart. After 2 hours of laughing, Rebecca steps outside into the fresh air. This time, she breathes differently, deeper, cleaner. Her body feels like it got a gentle massage. Her spirit feels like it got medicine. Most of all, she doesn't feel alone anymore. Now she knows this is normal. It's natural. Even the moms who look shiny on the outside deal with the same mess on the inside. It's not just funny, it's healing. Because realizing you are not alone is one of the greatest gifts a mom can receive. In earlier videos, we talked about the 5 self-needs from Dr. Hintz Kohut. We started with the first need, joyful recognition. In simple words, feeling seen and appreciated. If you haven't watched those yet, I really recommend you catch them after this one. The treasure they hold for your well-being and your child's well-being is huge. Today we're at the second need, mirroring. So what really happened to Rebecca that night? Why did her smile come back? Why did laughter feel like medicine? This is the power of mirroring. In simple words, mirroring is the moment you see someone else going through the same thing you are. They feel what you feel. They think thoughts that sound like your own. And in that moment, you whisper to yourself, "I'm not alone. It's not just me. I'm normal." Think about it. How many times have you read a book or even a short Instagram post and suddenly stopped? Wait, that's me. That's my story. That feeling, finding yourself in someone else's experience, is not just cute. It's a deep emotional need. We humans need reflection. We need a mirror. Not only a physical one, but an inner mirror that tells us, you're okay. You're not strange. You're part of something bigger. That's why support groups help so much. Parents of kids with special needs, people facing illness, moms after birth. Just sitting with someone who gets it without you saying much calms the heart. You're not crazy, not weird, just human. When that happens, something gentle but powerful shifts inside. The loneliness melts. The "I failed" feeling softens. Belonging rises. Like, I belong. I'm okay. It doesn't need a big group. Sometimes one short story from a friend is enough. You share a hard day with the kids, and she smiles. "Oh, same here." Your heart settles. This is the beauty of mirroring. It releases the feeling that you're the only odd one out. As long as I think I'm the only mom messing up, breaking down, or losing it, I stay stuck in a bubble of shame. But when I discover there are others, and it's actually pretty normal, I breathe differently. And this isn't about laughing off life. It's a basic psychological need. Just like a child needs a hug or a warm look, we need emotional reflection that returns us to feeling normal. That's exactly what happened to Rebecca. She came in with a heavy heart and left with a free smile because she met her mirror. She met mirroring. It's the moment your soul says, I'm okay. I'm not the only one. Other moms live through this chaos and they keep going. And honestly, it's not only comforting, it makes you stronger. When I'm not alone, I have the strength to continue. Now pause and think. If mirroring calms and strengthens us as moms, how much more do our children need it? A child, especially a young one, feels like whatever they feel is their whole world. If they're angry, it feels like the whole world is fire. If they're embarrassed, it feels like no one else has ever felt that shame. If they have a secret, a struggle, or a weakness, they're sure they're the only one born with this problem. That's why one of the most isolating feelings a child can have is, I'm not like everyone else. Something is wrong with me. Think of a child who still wets the bed. It's so loaded with shame. Most kids won't tell friends, sometimes not even their parents. They feel broken, weird. But the moment they meet a character in a book, a child just like them who hides it, feels embarrassed and struggles, a window of air opens. Oh, so it's not just me. There are others. I'm normal. This is so powerful, it can change how a child sees themselves. Instead of, I am the problem, they see, I am a person. And it's not only bedwetting, it's anything. A child who struggles in school, a girl who feels left out by friends, a child afraid of the dark, a girl who's getting teased. Every child carrying a burden feels like it's a giant secret they hold alone. The moment they discover, even through a story, that others feel the same, something like magic happens. Here's where we come in as parents. We can be our kids' mirrors. We can say, when I was your age, I felt that way too. I was scared. I had hard days. In those moments, your child discovers their hero, you, wasn't born perfect. You faced things and got through them. That gives them huge strength. And it's not only comfort. Mirroring gives a child a healthy emotional base. It teaches them their feelings are valid, human, and safe to share. They don't need to hide. They're not less. Think of it like this. Just as we want our kids to grow with confidence, self-worth, and courage, we also want them to grow knowing they're not alone. A child who knows they're not alone can stand taller and keep going. That's why stories, books, personal memories, even fantasy are so powerful. They're not just entertainment. They are mirrors that whisper, I belong, I'm normal, I'm not alone. Here's one of the simplest and strongest ways to give kids mirroring. Books. Books are more than pages with words and pictures. They're like a magic mirror. A child looks in and sees themselves. Characters, plots, and conversations become a bridge between the child's inner world and other people's experiences. When a child meets a character who faces fear, loneliness, or friendship trouble, it isn't just a story. It's a thin, golden thread of connection. Someone else feels what I feel. Huge relief follows. How many times has your child quietly thought, it's only me. This only happens to me. I'm not normal. Then suddenly, in a story, they meet a kid who feels the same. Their heart opens. Their breath deepens. This is part of life. It doesn't make me bad. I'm not alone. That's why some books become a child's favorites. They want them again and again, not only because they're funny or exciting, but because the story touches their deepest need, to feel normal and to belong. This is true at every age. Toddlers love stories about fear of the dark or short separations. Elementary kids connected stories about friendship, exclusion, and school wins and losses. Teens want deeper stories about identity, dreams, and inner worries. At every stage, the right book is a warm mirror. It doesn't have to be someone else's book. You can use your own stories. When your child opens up, share something from your childhood. You know, when I was your age, I was really scared of the dark. I used to imagine monsters. Little by little, I learned how to calm myself. I grew from it. Our personal stories, even if they seem small or awkward, are a huge gift. They make us human and close. Through that, your child learns to be okay with themselves too. And fantasy? Also wonderful. Sometimes a made-up character on a faraway island or in a magical world reaches a child's heart even more because it feels safer. They can identify without feeling exposed. So when we choose books, let's ask, does this book offer a mirror? Can my child see themselves, feel less alone, and draw strength? In the end, books aren't just educational tools. They're emotional tools, like a small personal support group sitting right there on your bookshelf. We've talked about kids, but mirroring isn't only a child's need. It's for all of us, maybe even more as adults, because our hearts carry so much. Think of yourself. How many times have you faced something hard, then heard another mom share almost the same story, and your whole body relaxed? It might be a friend's quick story or a post in a mom's group. You read it and whisper, "That's me, what a relief. I'm not crazy, I'm not alone." That's adult mirroring. It's not weaker than kids mirroring. Sometimes it's stronger. We're told to keep it together, don't break. But when we meet a real mirror, someone brave enough to tell the truth, we suddenly feel free. Look at all the support groups out there. Parents of kids with special needs, moms after birth, widows, orphans, people living with illness, even groups like Weight Support or families of loved ones with Alzheimer's. Their power isn't only information. It's sitting, online or in person, with people who get you without judgment. No raised eyebrows, no shame, just understanding. In that moment, you don't have to pretend. You can be you with the pain, the mess, the soft spots, and it brings deep relief. It doesn't have to be official. Sometimes it's a coffee with a friend. You confess you yelled at the kids and feel like a bad mom. She smiles, "Me too, yesterday. You wouldn't believe the drama I made in my head." Instantly, the pressure drops. If she, a mom you admire, goes through it too, maybe it's normal? That's why books, shows, and stand-up for adults move us so much. You read, watch, and suddenly find yourself there. You realize you're not alone. And the effect is always the same. You breathe easier, you feel you belong, you say, "I'm normal, I belong, I'm okay." Mirroring isn't just a therapy tool for kids. It's a human language. It's the glue that connects us. It reminds us that even when we seem different, deep down we're more alike than we think. Let's wrap up what we learned today. We explored mirroring, that simple, deep human moment when I look at someone else and see myself. It can happen at a comedy show, in a book, in a talk with a friend, or in the small story my child shares. We watched how Rebecca, a mom just like us, left home with a heavy heart, feeling like the only one who can't keep up. One burst of shared laughter later, she knew she wasn't alone. That understanding washed away piles of guilt and brought back a real smile. Mirroring isn't an extra nice to have. It's a deep need. It tells us, "I'm normal, I belong, I'm okay." That's true for us and for our kids. If it's hard for us to feel not alone, imagine how hard it is for a child who can't yet put big feelings into words. We saw how books can be a powerful mirror, how a story character can give a child the gift of normalcy and belonging, and how our own honest stories about fears, flops, and tears can become an emotional gift our kids will always remember. In your hands are beautiful tools, listening, stories, and small daily sentences that reflect back to them, "You're normal, you belong, you're not odd." This doesn't only help with little hard moments, it builds them for the long run. It strengthens their inner backbone and gives them a steady kind of confidence. I know this topic touches many moms, especially when kids face small or big traumas. Sometimes we're not sure how to talk about it or how to help them release the pain. That's exactly why I made a special guide for you, How to Heal Children's Trauma Through Stories. It's free and it comes from years of hands-on work with moms and kids. Inside, you'll find simple, practical steps to use the power of stories to soothe pain, calm fear, and build emotional strength. If you want to take today's lesson one step further, if you want to start using stories as a gentle but powerful way to heal your child's heart, grab the guide at the link right below this video. I believe it will inspire you, but even more, it will give you confidence. Confidence that even in tough moments, you have a way to help your child. And so far, thank you for watching. And remember, your child's emotional strength starts with you. So take care of yourself, take care of your kids, and see you in the next video.